In the lead up to our upcoming OPMMA event, we're sitting down with local HR leaders and hiring experts to cut through the noise and talk honestly about what's really happening in our local job market. And critically, and perhaps more importantly, what actually helps us land that ideal job. Today I have the honour and privilege to be joined by Chantha Nhem, one of our event panellists and someone who works closely with early career transitioning professionals at Nokia. She brings a coaching lens to how people navigate careers, networks, and, all importantly, manage change. So, welcome, Chantha. Okay, so the job market feels tougher and noisier than it did a few years ago. From what you see, what genuinely is different right now and what hasn't changed at all?
What's different right now is, I think there's like a lot more competition, especially when I look at how long it's taking for people to have roles. Like a lot of my colleagues who are seeking roles, there's just a bigger gap in the time frame that they're trying to find those roles. So there's just heavier competition, and that's tough. When you look at uh, trying to navigate, like, okay, what are the skill sets that I need to be that person that is going to be the successful candidate, right? Like, I feel that there's so much noise out there in terms of like what it will take for you to land that role. Because, and you and I were just talking before this question about the AI, right? Everybody's talking about AI, and really no one's really sure of what that means for their roles, and like, how do I differentiate myself, or if there's AI tools being used, how do I overcome these, like, critical steps that the AI is thinking that I need to go through, right? Or information that I need to have on my CV and cover letter. So I feel that that's the change here, where previous years maybe the competition wasn't as much. And I think people had a bit more clarity of their roles and what they bring to the organization, and I think there's a bit more of a clarity in that. So that's what I'm seeing as a change. What remains the same, and I think I say this to everyone that has come to me for coaching advice or seeking uh, you know um, my feedback on their resume, is you have to show your impact. It does not matter, what is out there. Show your impact. Show this hiring manager or the recruiter, what do you bring to the table? And highlight that in results, and showcasing that you understand the role that you've had in previous roles and what you've achieved and what value you bring. I think no matter what time, what phase, those things remain the same when you're job searching.
And I guess that kind of shows in your resume as well. It's not just a chronology of what you've done, been there, got a participation trophy. It's what actually you achieved whilst there. I think.
Exactly. And that could be projects, it could be any kind of deliverable that shows that you understand the goals of that role and how you went ahead and executed them.
Why is there so many applicants at the moment? Is that because there's just more people, or is it because there's fewer jobs, or you know, people are feared that AI's taken the jobs? Or is it already taken the jobs, or is it just some other dynamic?
I think it's just, I think there are fewer roles that are in play. I think that companies are looking at different ways to supplement their workforce, right? There was a company actually here in Ottawa last year where they wiped out their entire workforce and moved into an AI um, driven role in this specific department. I don't want to disclose, which company, but yeah, they wiped out. It was like a few hundred people, and
Wow.
we're like, okay, we're going to move to these AI agents. And I tell you, it was a
How
failure.
did that
It
work
did
out?
not work out well. That,
Yeah.
there's a nuance that this customer is trying to express, right? Because
Yeah.
not all customer complaints are
Well,
going
that's
to be
it.
the same, right?
Sometimes you want a bit of empathy. Yeah.
Right? You want to feel heard. And then if you're
Yeah.
having this robotic response and the person, the AI is not understanding you, you're just like, you know what? I cannot deal
I
with this.
can't.
I
Yeah.
need a human right now. That's my opinion.
Okay. Thank you very much for that.